Bullish AMP cost forecasts range somewhere in the range of $0.008003 and $0.015117 by 2030. Market experts accept AMP could reach $0.006225 by 2025. Bearish AMP market cost expectation for 2023 is $0.001423. AMP acquaintance clients have become acclimated with paying immediately and the independence from worry over security while making buys. This is somewhat more trying for blockchains. Notwithstanding, AMP is utilizing collateralization through its AMP token to ensure that network clients will not need to pick either speed and security. Despite the fact that the security token was just presented toward the finish of 2020, it has gained incredible headway. The organization is now being utilized by north of 40,000 areas, and its digital currency is beginning to get forward momentum. Could we at any point conjecture the cost of AMPs, and is the token a method for installment later on? What is AMP? In the space of cryptography, there is banter about whether to put security or speed first. To guarantee the well-being of each and every exchange, security is required, yet speed is fundamental for the inescapable reception of a blockchain. Collateralization is AMP's solution to this issue. Clients can wager digital currency with every exchange to guarantee that it will finish. The maker of Fleexa organization, Tyler Spalding, likewise established AMP. It is developed on the Fleexa organization and records two basic roles. While people can involve AMP for secure and prompt exchanges from their own resources, consolidating Fleexa with AMP is workable for dealers to ensure that installments are paid continuously. The interest for a vigorous and extensive stage will increment as blockchain client bases keep on growing. Financial backers are starting to see the value in AMP's clever thought. AMP Basic Examination. AMP's white paper contends that it fills in as a mode for gathering esteem while matching the motivators, everything being equal in conveyed tokenized monetary organizations. This is finished by joining a non-inflationary motivation conveyance with positive input circles of rising spending capacity. Fundamental monetary models are created to show that AMP proceeds as low instability insurance, with its worth becoming simply because of the utility it offers. By empowering decentralized proprietorship and support in monetary organizations, applications based on AMP can become significant degrees more expense proficient than existing frameworks and assist with disposing of the staggering extra weight loss of conventional social and financial designs for monetary exchanges. The archive proceeds. Using the general strength record, RSI, moving weighted normal, MWA, Williams fractal, and moving normal intermingling difference, MACD, from the graph above, we can decide cost designs for AMP. To conclude, whether having a bullish or negative year is going. Our cost expectation gauges utilize continuous AMP market information, and all information is refreshed live on our site. This permits us to give dynamic cost forecasts in view of current market movement. AMP value expectation 2023. AMP, from certain perspectives, is one of the most astounding cryptographic forms of money to rise this year. The AMP cost estimate for 2023 expects a huge expansion in the year's last part, potentially coming to $0.002668. Likewise with other digital forms of money, the ascent will be steady, however no impressive drops are normal. Averaging $0.002490 in cost is very aggressive, however it is achievable sooner rather than later given expected coordinated efforts and headways. AMP is supposed to have a base worth of $0.002134. AMP value expectation 2024. Of every 2024, AMP cost forecast has a lot of space for development. Because of the possible declarations of various new associations and drives, we guessed that the cost of AMP will before long outperform $0.004446. Notwithstanding, we ought to hold back to check whether the AMP's overall strength file emerges from the oversold zone prior to putting down any bullish wagers. Taking into account the market unpredictability, AMP will exchange with a base exchanging cost of $0.003557 and a typical exchanging cost of $0.003913. AMP value expectation 2025. On the off chance that the vertical pattern go on until 2025, it could reach $0.006225 and AMP might benefit. In the event that the market encounters a decay, the objective may not be met. AMP is supposed to exchange at a typical cost of $0.005691 and a low of $0.005335 in 2025. AMP Value Expectation 2026. In the event that AMP effectively supports market opinion among cryptographic money lovers, the AMP coin cost could stay stable for the following 5 years. As per our projections, AMP will be green in 2026. The AMP is supposed to reach and outperform its unsurpassed high in 2026. In 2026, the virtual cash will be valued at $0.008003, with a base cost of $0.007114 and a typical cost of $0.007470. AMP Value Expectation 2027. After some broad determining and specialized investigation, we gauge the AMP cost is supposed to cross a normal value level of $0.009248 by 2027, with a base cost of $0.008892 anticipated before the year's end. Moreover, AMP has a most extreme value worth of $0.009782. AMP Value Expectation 2028. Because representing things to come, organizations that are supposed to occur by 2028, we are in the event that AMP figures out how to break the safe level in 2028, we could see a greatest cost of $0.011560. Neglecting to accumulate the help AMP needs by 2028 could bring about a low of $0.010671. AMP Value Expectation 2029. While AMP is endeavoring towards interoperability between organizations to hurry cooperation, the bullish pattern from the earlier year is supposed, so the base exchange cost has been put at $0.012449 and a yearly cost close above $0.013339 in 2029. AMP Value Forecast 2030. By 2030, AMP will at last outperform its past ATH values and record new cost levels. The base cost could be $0.014228 and possibly arrive at a greatest value worth of $0.015117, averaging out at $0.014584. AMP Value Expectation 2031. The digital money market is known to be profoundly unstable, which is one of the many justifications for why cost gauging is a troublesome errand. Makes an honest effort to conjecture future sticker costs with accuracy, but all expectations ought not be taken as monetary guidance, and you should do your own examination. In 2031, we are anticipating that digital money should have acquired reception across numerous areas. Thusly, the most extreme AMP cost in 2031 is projected to be $0.017429 in case of a bull run, with a typical value level of $0.016718. Determination AMP has a ton of potential in the crypto field thanks to confirmations in regards to security and speed. However, for the AMP digital currency to find lasting success, experts accept that it will expect it to continue growing its biological system and displaying its helpful applications. What is the AMP cost today? Today, AMP is